welcome to Wild Heart Yoga Holistic Healing. I am Hannah Ray. Today I have for you a 20-minute restorative Yin Yoga class. We will be going deep into the hips and the piriformis. So this is a class that is gentle and relaxing, great for all levels, but this is especially good for runners or endurance athletes or anyone who does a lot of sitting throughout the day, since our hips tend to get very tight with that. It's also a great way to release stored emotional energy, as a lot of people store emotional energy in their hips, in the hip region. So this has a lot of benefits for many different people of all sorts of backgrounds. So if you're ready, grab a mat, let's get started. Welcome to today's restorative yin class. We are going to begin on our backs today, so when you're ready, go ahead and just roll your way back, hugging the knees into the chest, maybe taking some circles of the hips here, or perhaps rocking side to side, gently massaging that lower back. And when you're ready, grab the outsides of your feet or perhaps your big toes with your peace fingers, and work on pulling those knees as far as you can towards the mat here. This is our happy baby. While you're here, maybe you want to rock side to side a little bit, massaging that lumbar spine, or maybe extending one leg at a time then the other, getting into those hamstrings a bit also. Or perhaps you just want to find stillness here. Each exhale, working on just pulling those knees a little bit further down towards the mat. We are going to be holding each of our yin poses for 2 minutes today. So I'd like you to set the intention today to be present, to be mindful of how you're feeling, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and also noticing how the intention of getting a full inhale and exhale through these poses, how that affects your body, how that gives you a deeper release, how that brings you mentally back to the present moment. Take these next 18 minutes or so to honor yourself in this way, to be willing to take the time to be still in the midst of such busyness in our daily lives. Good, now as you exhale, go ahead and let go of the feet. Now bringing your right ankle over the left knee for a figure 4 stretch. So your hands are reaching behind your left thigh, interlacing the fingers here. With every exhale, I want you pulling those legs closer towards your chest. We're getting deep into the glutes and the hips here. So again, be mindful while you're here, connecting that breath. Taking that stretch a little bit deeper with every exhale. Not only does getting into a meditative state of mind during our practice help us physically to get greater releases from our muscles and connective tissue, but it also can help us a lot mentally. Because as we get into this different state of mind, our brains actually emit different levels of brain waves that allow our prefrontal cortex, the front of our brains, to turn off more. And that's where we do a lot of our overthinking, where anxiety and stress type thinking comes from a lot. So when we practice this, tuning in, being present and mindful of what's happening in the present moment, that actually changes what's happening in our brains and allows us to find deeper states of peace and relaxation within us. I'm going to be checking in every so often to remind you to be tuning in, checking in with that breath, tuning into your body. But I am going to speak a little bit less throughout this class, as I want to give you the time to find stillness, to really relish in the silence. Just one more breath here. As you exhale, go ahead and make your way up to seated, keeping that right leg over the left. And we're just going to pull a little bit further over now, stacking the knees here, coming into our shoelace pose. So first, it's important to make sure that you're keeping a flat back as you begin to bend forward, making sure most of the bending is happening from the hips, not the lumbar spine. And then once you're folded forward as far as you can with a flat back, go ahead and relax your upper body. Thinking about trying to get that forehead down towards the shin here. And if you aren't able to go this deep today, then maybe you just want to stay sitting up, working on trying to keep those knees stacked. This can be really intense if you have really tight hips or have never done this stretch before. So listen to your body. Just be where you are. There is no rush, no need to push it today. This is a restorative class to just give our bodies what they need right now. If you are folded over those legs today, I want to encourage you with every exhale to slightly lift that chest. Imagine pulling it out towards the end of the mat and then down. This is going to continue to help you get a little bit deeper with every exhale while maintaining that bend from the hips. You can also think about pulling those toes up towards your shin if you want to take this deeper into the calf muscle. Awesome job, you made it to the end of the 2 minutes in the shoelace. Go ahead and lift back up now. We're going to take our fire log pose now. So I'm gonna turn on my mat to show you this from a different angle, but you can stay where you are if that works for you. And what we're doing here is trying to keep both of our shins parallel to the edge of the mat, stacking the right ankle on top of the left knee here. And if you're able, let's begin taking a few waves of the chest over the legs before we settle in. Making sure that bending is happening from the hips again, not the lumbar spine. And once you're ready, go ahead and just settle the chest down over the legs here. Once again, if you are not quite this flexible today, if you're staying sitting up, then just work on pressing that knee down to your ankle here. You don't have to fold over today. Once you're in whichever position is right for you, tune back into that breath. Working on getting that full, long inhale through the nose and that deep exhale like a sigh from the back of the throat. This is especially important if this feels really intense for you today. So if this feels really uncomfortable, if you're feeling the urge to come out of this pose, then before you come out or back off, try just taking a deep inhale and that full exhale, and just notice how each time you do that, it allows your body to relax a little bit deeper into this and let go, releasing some of the tension and stiffness. Every inhale, imagining that you're breathing that oxygen into that area of stiffness. Go ahead and release now, sitting back up. Keeping the legs stacked, go ahead and bring your right knee in towards the chest for a seated spinal twist. So your left heel is closer toward your glute now. And you have the option of just hugging your knee into your chest today, taking a regular seated spinal twist with both fingertips planted on the ground, elbow pushing your knee a little closer into your chest, or you can take the full bind, as I am right now, with your left arm threaded under your thigh, reaching behind your back to meet your hands. Regardless of the variation that you're in here, make sure that your spine is tall and long, imagining a string attached to the top of your head being pulled all the way up into the sky. Every inhale, lengthening through the spine. Every exhale, pulling that knee in a little closer towards your chest. If you find that your thoughts are wandering, that you're worried about what else you have to do today, or imagining scenarios running through your head right now, this is the time to bring your awareness back to the breath, back to the present moment, knowing that everything else can wait till later. Take this time for yourself, honor yourself by choosing to be present right now, and letting go of whatever is not serving you in this moment. On your next exhale, go ahead and unwind yourself. Bring yourself back to the center of your mat and rolling back down to your back here. Preparing for our figure 4 on the other side now. So this time left ankle is stacking over the right knee. Right foot is flexed here. And hands reaching behind that right thigh, fingers interlaced. To pull those legs a little closer towards your chest with every exhale. About a minute left here. Continue breathing in, imagining that you're breathing oxygen into those areas of stiffness. And as you exhale, imagine that tension leaving the body, melting away. Very good. Now on your next exhale, we're going to make our way up to seated again, preparing for our shoelace on the other side. So you can keep that ankle over the knee and then just slide it over a little further so your knees are stacked. And once again, think about pulling that chest out towards the end of the mat and then down as you melt over those legs, keeping this bending happening from the hips. And again, as a reminder, you can also pull those toes up towards your shin to go deeper into the calf here if you would like. Almost there. Give me about 3 more slow, deep breaths. Very good. Now as you exhale, raise the chest back up. Now stacking our legs for our fire log. So once again, both shins should be parallel toward the front of your mat. And we're working on pressing that left knee down towards your heel here. If you're able, maybe taking a few waves of the chest over the legs. And when you're ready, settle yourself down, thinking about trying to get that forehead towards the mat. Maybe you want to reach your arms out ahead of you, walking those fingertips a little forward with every exhale. That's another great way while we're here to make sure that the bending is happening from the hips, that we're extending out with our torsos and then folding down. Great job. Go ahead and lift that chest up now. Once again, we are going to take our seated spinal twist. So pull that right heel in toward your glute, and you can hug that left knee in towards your legs. Take a regular seated spinal twist, or once again, you can take your full bind if you would like. Looking over the left shoulder, keeping that spine tall and long. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling away tension, stiffness, worries, concerns, whatever is not serving you right now. Give me one more full inhale through the nose here, filling that belly, the lungs with fresh oxygen. And as you exhale, untwist yourself. Scoot yourself to the center of your mat, bringing the soles of your feet together, and recline yourself down to your back as we take our Supta Baddha Konasana, or Reclined Butterfly pose. And while you're here, I'd like you to put one hand on the belly and one on the chest. As you inhale through the nose, pull that air into the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. This is our 3-part breathing. Try that just a few times. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Feeling the air move beneath your hands here. Continue just a few more times like this on your own before allowing your breath to return to its natural rhythm. While you're here, I want you to focus on trying to find an even deeper state of relaxation than you have yet throughout this class. Trying to clear your mind of thoughts, tuning in to the present moment, to the breath within you, to your heart beating. to the grounding sensation of your back against the mat. Maybe scanning through the body, seeing if you notice any areas still holding on to tension. And if you do, with your next exhale, imagine that tension leaving you, leaving the mind, leaving the body, sinking deeper into a state of relaxation. I'd encourage you to take a little bit longer of a Shavasana or staying in the Supta Baddha Konasana a bit longer today if you have the time. But if you are ready to end with me and have to move on with your day, then on your next exhale, bring the knees together. Just take a few windshield wipers, dropping the knees from one side to the other. When you're ready, turn on your side, making your way to seated at the center of your mat, to finish with a couple breaths together. Inhale as you sweep the arms up overhead, taking a reach of the body. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. One more time, inhale as you take a big reach overhead, and exhale, hands to prayer, thanking yourself for taking the time to honor your mind and body in this way today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.